What's been going on, TF Bushcraft?
What's going on, brother?
Oh man, living that dream, man. Living that dream. I've been hearing a lot of people complaining about different stuff right now. Like, main complaint right now is that freight. Have you been hearing much of the talk about it?
On flatbed side, I don't hear any complaints about freight.
Oh man. So like I had somebody call me not too long ago, and I'm gonna tell a little bit of his story because he was kind of upset about what was going on. So my phone rings. One of my good students, he was a great student, good guy. I really care about him. And he called me and he said, "Yo, Daniel." I was like, "What's going on, brother?" He's all like, "Man, I want to cry. I want to cry." I said, What's up? What's going on? Tell me about this. Like, let me know what's going on." And he was all like, "Man, I just want to cry because I only made $57 last week." And I said, "Did you work the whole week?" And he's like, "Yeah, I worked the whole week." And I was all like, "Something's wrong here." And I said, "Did you work last week?" He goes, "Yeah, I worked last week." I said, "Were you negative last week?" He said, "Nah, I wasn't." So he ended up in California is what happened. He ended up in California and he was expecting a good load out of California. Unfortunately, they gave him a load that paid $1.50 per mile and out of California, and he rejected it. Telling you guys, rejecting loads are gonna hurt, especially when freight's low. They didn't have another load to offer him that day, so the next day he got another load, $1.50 a mile. He said, "Nope, I'm gonna get a better one." So he rejected that one too, had to wait another day. He ended up leaving California for like $1.70 a mile to Texas. So, and I told him like this. I said, "Look, you rejected two loads in a row of $1.50 a mile. So every time you reject a load and you got set there a day, that cent per mile that you're looking for has to skyrocket because, like, say you were looking for $2 a mile. We'll just use that for example. You're looking for that $2 a mile load, and you get the $1.50, and you say, "Nope, I don't want that. Give me another day. Give me a new one." Now you got it. Not only did you not get the $2 a mile load the day before, but now you're looking for another $2 mile load right there. So you need to probably be after missing one day, you probably need about a $275 load. And then if you miss another day, that money has to go up to cover those 2 days that you're not running. And right now, when you're getting loads, it's not, in my opinion, it's not a great ideal to be rejecting them at this time. And the whole thing is, when you're rejecting loads, what else do they have in that area to get you? Also, once he got out of California, he got another load with a big deadhead on it, and he figured it up, and he was all like, "That's only paying $1 a mile," and I was like, so he rejected it too. Now I told him, I said, with a big deadhead like that, get the great fuel mileage, save you some money in the fuel mileage, and you can add that to your cent per mile, whatever you're saving in fuel by driving slower. So we talked about it, and hopefully we understand that, rejecting loads right now is not a good thing. Your fleet manager is doing the best he can. We have the contracts. Like, don't get me wrong, we have contracts. We do have freight. That's just one of the stories that I heard this week, and yeah, I felt really bad for him. He was a good student, but I was like, "Hey, you cannot be rejecting these loads right now." And the one with the deadhead on it that was going from Texas, it was actually going to put him in a good area for freight. So he was in a good area for freight, or what I believe to be a good area for freight. And he rejected that one. So he ended up with the next load, and it put him in New Mexico. There's not good freight in New Mexico, unfortunately. Nothing to be bragging about. Nothing to call home and say, "Man, I'm about to be rich." It's not a big place in my opinion. New Mexico's not a good place for freight. Even on the company side, like, it's kind of hard to get some good loads out of there. It just depends where you end up in New Mexico, but for the most part, I think that it's too good to be rejecting loads. Tennessee, what you think about rejecting loads, especially right now with the freight the way it
Well, the freight the way it is, I don't think it should be smart to reject a load at all. The only stipulation you could use by doing that is if you had a home counter set because you've been out for so long already, you need to get some vacation time. That would be the only reason why I would ever refuse a load. And I wouldn't reject it by hitting the button either. I'd hey, my fleet manager real quick. Hey, that's not getting me back to my area. Hey, can we find something that's going to get me to my area versus hit that button, reject, hit that button, reject. That gets recorded every time you hit that button. So
yeah, I've always heard that better communication with the fleet manager and getting a load off of yourself that way is a lot better. Greenwood says, whenever freight is slow, I'm not paying for fuel. I'm gonna save wherever I can, and that's exactly right. He says 59 per mile, making that dollar on the fuel surcharge, making that money on that fuel surcharge. And that's exactly right. When times are hard, you got to look for any way you can to save money. Like, don't go out and buy those new trucks, the new Harley, the new Bolt. Neighbor got a new garage door opener or a new front door. You're going to go buy the same one or a better one just to keep up. Like, you got to be careful with your money and you got to be smart with it, especially when times are hard. Hopefully, whenever times were good, people save some money, put some money up, something like that. But I don't know, Tennessee. Do you remember living paycheck to paycheck?
Oh yeah, I remember living paycheck to paycheck, having to cut down on either not buying cigarettes or not buying fuel. So,
We went with cigarettes, didn't we?
Yeah, it was either cigarettes or gas in our car, and it was always going to be that gas in my car. And then there's also times there was I had gas money, but it was either cigarettes or food for the house for my boys to be able to eat.
Pegleg says rejecting too many loads may possibly lead you to your termination, and that's right. Now, at least guys, I'm not trying to pick on you guys, but y'all have that more power to reject loads like at the drop of the hat, so that y'all can reject a load real quick. But it comes without a cost. So you're rejecting too many loads, you're not going to be able to stay here because at the end of the day, this is a business and the business needs to make money, and Prime's a business. If you're not making any money, for Prime because they want their cut too. Sooner or later, they're going to have a talk with you. Hey, you're not rejecting no more loads. Like, start running. Like, we're trying to make money. You're trying to make money. Let's make some money together. It's a partnership. Let's make this money. So don't be rejecting too many loads. Oh, you busted out the real diamond still, huh? Gene said, well, let me move back up because Hans, what's up? You get good loads. Flatbed trucker says subs everyone.
FBG.
Anthony, how's it going, everyone? Man, we're living that dream over here. Nick, hey everyone. Gene says, what's up, Tennessee and Twisted? Are y'all doing okay? Oh man, we're doing great, Gene. Oh, yeah. It's good to hear from you.
Awesome.
They gave the destroyer a brand new truck. So Sam's the truck destroyer, and for some reason they just messed up and gave him a new truck. Slowpoke, what's going on? Slowpoke says, what's up Thursday night? Unloading in Connecticut tonight.
Hey, wait a minute, real quick. On that area, or go back up to Sam's with the mileage. So you do realize that 615 is the area zip code or telephone area code for Tennessee.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Nashville area,
Hendersonville area. Yeah, that used to be mine when I lived in Nashville or in back home.
Cigarettes are necessary. You darn right, man. My thing was like I usually filled up the truck pretty soon whenever I was living paycheck to paycheck. Right, I filled that thing up, and then after that, I said, food, cigarettes. I said if I smoke enough cigarettes, I'm not even hungry no more. So let's get the cigarettes. Gene says, have had a couple real bad loads and still ran them. My fleet manager said he would make it up to me. And wow, just got pre-planned. What a great load they just gave me. Man, that's good. See, Gene, you got to trust in the system, guys. You have to trust in the system. You know, I was talking about living paycheck to paycheck. We used to live paycheck to paycheck where, you know, when you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're living that way, you're barely scraping by. You're just like you're struggling every month. Every month you're like, I got to pay all these bills, and then once that money's gone, you're like, oh, I'm broke again. You know, since we became truckers, I have not lived paycheck to paycheck, and I try. Well, actually, the missus, my wife, she's real good at saving money. I'm not the best at saving money. You let me in charge of a bank account and I'm going to have some more shoes. I'm going to buy something. Like, I'm going to spend some money. She's really good about saving money besides buying plants and stuff. She got a great green thumb and she can buy some plant stuff. But she still is real smart about it. You know that feeling in Tennessee? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, because that's why the old lady does the bills. I make the money. She makes sure everything's paid.
Han says he wants Gene to define a bad load, and Sam says one where you get tasered. And Sam said he got a level 3 in Tennessee today. That's because of the 615. Learn something new.
Not because of 615. Hey, Blitz Week's coming up.
Oh yeah, Blitz Week is coming up.
Middle of this month.
So 51 Logistics actually sent me an article, and one of the big topics is ABS problems. So make sure y'all are checking the ABS lights that they work on your trailer. Does anyone know how to turn that ABS light on the trailer and get it to go off? Does anyone know how? Tennessee, do you know how to get that ABS light to come on and go off?
Cycle your key.
Cycle your key. So whenever the DOT is back there at the back of your truck checking your truck, he might tell you left turn signal, right turn signal while he's checking your lights. And then he's going to be like, turn the key on, turn the key off, because he's making sure that light comes on, or actually he'll tell you turn the key on. He's making sure that ABS light comes on and goes off, making sure that somebody did not disconnect it because there was an ABS problem with that trailer and now it doesn't work. So that's a tip for you guys out there. You might come up to the weight stations during the Blitz Week, and that might be one of the things that they want to check. Save yourself some trouble.
I was going to say, don't be that guy that gets to the truck stop and sees that his ABS light's off and runs back there and disconnects it.
Yeah, don't be that guy. Don't just unconnect it, man. That's horrible.
I've seen I've seen 2 trucks in my career so far going back there and turning that light, unhooking those wires.
Really? Yeah, it's not good. Just to get yourself moving, you're leaving that trailer for the next guy. He might not know that there's a problem with it. You know, also check your lights. How about your indicators on your dash? Tennessee has the perfect way to check your indicators on your dash for your ABS lights. How do you check them?
And once again, cycle your key.
Cycle the key. Turn the key to the on position. ABS lights will come on and go off. So guys that haven't done pre-trip in a long time, turn the key on. Let those lights come on, and then they will go off. That tells you right there that your ABS are working and they're in good condition. Slowpoke says, I've only rejected one load because it was on Christmas Eve. So, you know, there are going to be some loads that y'all might reject. Try to get with the fleet manager first, and if you absolutely have to, then yeah, you're going to reject it. You know, if you absolutely have to. Gene says, I got my first level 2 the other night in Albuquerque. No violations. I was nervous. There's no reason to be
There ain't no
nervous.
being nervous.
Tennessee Flatbedder taught you your pre-trip, so you better know it, or you're gonna make him come over there and go Hulk on you, bro. Like he's gonna be like, "How you gonna do it, Tennessee?
What's that?
How you gonna go Hulk on him for not knowing his pre-trip? What you gonna tell him,
I
man?
told you so.
You're supposed to get angry with it.
That only comes out in the moment.
I usually do multiple pickup loads since each stop is $50. Yeah, that's some extra pay right there. Gene is still living off my rep. No violations, and he was nervous. Owes me a lot of Greenwich owes him a lot of flashlights.
Well, we know what Gene's getting for Christmas.
He's getting tased. Slowpoke says last week was below average. This week already looking at balancing out for the new month. Flatbed Trucker says you're not broke if your bills are paid and there's food on the table.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling you, trucking it was the best thing that happened to me because I can pay all my bills, put food on the table, and still have money to put into my savings account. Is that how you feel, Tennessee? How do you feel, Tennessee?
Yeah, trucking's been the best thing in my life. Before I became a trucker, I was living in a tiny house that I built myself, and I was a contractor, general contractor. And summer months, we were making good money. But during the winter, no farmers wanted to do any home improvements on their property, rebuild the shed or their barn, put a new roof on that barn, even though they were making money coming in from their harvest. So I met my wife, and she's like, "Hey, I'm moving to Missouri. My brother's works for Prime," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to change careers." So I came down and started trucking. A year and a half later, we were able to buy a first time ever owning a brand new vehicle straight off the lot. Nobody owned it before.
What you buy?
Motorcycle. I got a 19 Silverado 4x4, and then I bought my 2019 Road Glide. First two vehicles I've ever owned that never had a previous owner. And
It
we
feels
also
good,
purchased
doesn't
a
it?
house too. This is the second house I've ever owned besides my tiny house.
Where's your tiny house now? Did you keep it?
My brother owns it now, and it's out in Kansas because it's on his property. See, and that was even tell you then, I was living on somebody else's property. I didn't own the property I lived on.
So when you go visit, does he like fix the bed in it for you and say, "Hey, there's your house back. You go use that guest house, the tiny house"?
Usually when I'm visiting, I'm in my rig, so I carry my house with me. My bed with me.
So he took you during PSD and TNT, or just during TNT?
My brother-in-law did both my PSD and TNT.
Okay, and how long did it take him? How long did it take you to complete the process?
Both combined took about 2.5 months. I came in and came in April, got my CDL in May, and got my first truck in July.
Okay, so just a couple months.
Yeah.
And then you were solo? Did you take the missus out with you? Did you have a dog on the truck? Did you have kids on the truck, or just you by yourself?
I was solo until summer. Then I'd take a kid out 2 weeks or a week at a time. And then in the meantime, between then, I would take the dog out a week at a time. And then 3 years after getting my license in my first truck, I became a trainer. So I haven't been solo since, besides last week.
Okay, so and how do you feel about being a trainer? Like, you like that?
Oh yeah, I enjoy training. It gives me purpose in life to teach somebody something new every day. So
When did what made you decide to just go ahead and jump into the training process?
The money. I got to talking to another flatbed trainer, and he was telling me how much money he makes. And I got to thinking, I live in Springfield. We do training there. So if I'm training, I can go home. And so I was like, well, it might as well do it. And it was about my 3-year anniversary when I said I was going to do it. My fleet manager asked me finally again for the 3rd year. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Get me in as soon as possible. My anniversary date's actually May 8th. And I started training actually on May 8th. So I made it to where it's an anniversary on both.
Nice, nice. So also speaking of training, what happens? What's the big party happening on Monday?
Oh, we're having our instructor banquet.
Okay. Is every trainer invited, or do you know?
Every trainer should be invited.
Okay, that's what I thought was happening. Is every trainer's invited, but I wasn't 100% sure how they were doing it. I got the message on my Qualcomm.
Yeah. So far, I know it's invite. It was invite only, though.
So we're gonna go to the, it is invite only though, for sure. You have to be invited. You had a RSVP and all that good stuff, so they knew how many were gonna be there. But we're gonna go out to the big party on Monday night, and we're gonna all celebrate all the accomplishments of the year for Prime and the training that people's done. I wonder if they're going to do an instructor of the year this year.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything in the grapevine yet, so they might just throw it on us saying, hey, like last year, they kept it a secret, and then they said they weren't going to do it.
Yeah, I haven't heard no rumors yet. Like, usually you hear rumors like, oh, so-and-so's got it, This year I haven't heard nothing. I'm at home this weekend. Truck is in the shop. Uh-oh. Hopefully you get paid while the truck's in the shop since you're a company driver. Where's Kiersey and Backwoods? I've been talking to Backwoods. I don't know when I can get him in here. I'm letting him relax at his new company he just went to. So once he relaxes over there and gets, settled in, maybe I'll be able to get Backwoods on here. I do enjoy his content. And Kiersey, she's busy doing her thing. I've tried to get her on here a couple times. Hopefully sooner or later she's not so busy and I can get her in here. Slowpoke says, is Prime hiring flatbedders?
As of right now, we're only taking a handful at a time coming in. But we are hiring flatbed.
So we are hiring from flatbed. Yeah, last I heard, they put a hold on flatbed, but I guess they started again. But it's been a while since I heard that. So, who has delivered to Ralph's in Compton, California? I have not. Greenwich came. Pegleg says, I got my invite to that party. Pegleg's coming to the party, I guess. Oh, Jesus. This is my face. I am a Cadence. I hope I say that right. I've been wondering if I've been saying it wrong all this time. I appreciate you for saying that flatbed, that you live what you do, and it gives you purpose. That is what we need in life. Love what you do. You hear that, Tennessee? That was to you.
Yeah, I'm hurt. I was actually trying to see if we can get a tanker in tonight.
Remember, he says he does something tonight.
Yeah, I still sent the invite to him. He said, hit him up and see if he can. So I sent the invite and texted him. So
No, he needs you to call him. If you wanna put yourself on mute and then call him, then I'm fine with that. Like,
no,
if you
I
want to.
message him first and let him respond to me before I just call.
No, he told me
Usually,
straight up, don't message him, call him.
yeah, I have a different way with him. So we'll put that back up so I can read it again. I was squirreled a little bit.
Yeah, you read it out loud too. Oops. Right there. Read it out loud. Let's hear it.
Appreciate you for the saying that flatbed, that you live what you do. And it, I hate reading out loud.
Me too. But I think what it says is,
But you do it better than I do.
I appreciate you, flatbed, that you said you live what you do and it gives you purpose. That is what we need in life. Love what you do.
Well, we appreciate everything everybody in this chat does too.
And that's what makes you guys great leaders.
We'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I thank you. We do try. So one thing I wanted to talk about tonight is about safety. I think we hit 7:00, our normal start time. So by now, everybody that's coming in should be getting here right now because it's our normal start time. But one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is that dust storm. Now, that was a big accident involving a lot of trucks and a lot of vehicles up in Illinois. And I think they said there was like 40 personal cars and like 20 trucks. I don't know the official count. I quit looking into it. But the thing is, I even asked my go-to 41-year plus vet, Greenwich, what do you do in that situation? And the conclusion we came to, like, I don't know how many of you guys actually been in a true sandstorm where it's black out, like it looks like night outside. You cannot, if you put your hand up in front of your face, you cannot see it. So whenever that's moving in, it looks like a big storm's moving in. It looks like a bunch of clouds are coming in. As it gets closer, you start realizing it's sand. If you did not get pulled over when you saw the big cloud looking stuff, then you're going to have to just go ahead and as soon as you realize, hey, that's a sandstorm, the only thing that I can figure out that you can do that's any type of safe is pull over, try to get out of the road as much as you can, set the brakes, and start praying because the problem is the people that will still drive through that. Like as soon as I stop, I tell my fleet manager, hey, I have nowhere safe to park. Like I'm parked on the side of the road in the middle of this sandstorm. I can't see nothing. That way I send a message out before anything happened to me. Yo, we just got caught in it. And that's kind of what happened is people got caught in that. And some people just kept driving through it. Like they were going to drive out of it or whatever the case may be. Maybe people parked on the side of the road. People went through there, hit them. I mean, the best advice I could give you in that situation, and the reason I didn't make a video or nothing on it is because I wanted to do some more research before I talked about it. So I talked to a bunch of people about this, and the best tip that I pretty much got was you're going to have to just pull over side of the road, put your four-way flashers on, and wait it out and start praying. And it's a scary thing. I'm from West Texas. I'm used to that stuff. And luckily, most of the time that we had a major dust storm, I was either in my house eating dinner and I looked out the window and I was like, why is it pitch black outside? And like, I'm trying to see what's going on outside and I realize it's a dust storm. And it looks like what Tennessee has behind them. When you get inside that, it is nighttime. Like you cannot see nothing in it. Other times I've been like outside and I saw it coming in and I was like, yeah, I'm getting inside. If you are even caught in the very edge of it, which I've been in the edge of it before I got inside, like you will have dirt going to your nose, in your eyes. They'll start watering because you're trying to see where the door is to get inside. I mean, you are just covered. You got it in your ears. You can feel it in your teeth, all gritty. Like, it is some serious business.
Yeah. See, I lived in Kansas, the Dust Bowl. My son's dad was killed by a truck because of a dust storm. The truck driver freaked out, slammed his brakes in the middle of the dust storm, and his dad hit him going roughly about 80 miles an hour to a dead stop because he didn't see the truck in front of him when they went into it. That day, there were, I think, 15, 20 deaths on that on I-70 due to that dust storm.
What do you
that
think
area
that
is very bad for dust storms. There was even a governor's son or something like that. I remember while I was living there, there were several people that while I was living there died on 70 because of dust storms.
Real quick. Gene says, got his hours back, gotta go. We'll watch the rest on the replay and try to keep Greenwich under control. Gene, I started a podcast on there, so when you go to my channel, you'll be able to click on podcast and you can click on that. For any of you night riders out there, I'm going to throw this out there. If you are a night rider and you drive through the night and I listen to you guys, like I was told, hey man, I need something just to hit play and listen to it while I drive down the road and make it from point A to point B without having to touch a phone or nothing. I can just hit play and listen to it. I heard you guys. I just made it into a podcast on this YouTube channel, and you can click podcast and click the list, and I'm just throwing every live in there. You can watch wherever you stop it, look at what video you're on, and then go pick it the next one. There is over 70 hours worth of video in that playlist. That is nothing but lives. So back to the dust storm. Is there anything that you think could have been done differently in that situation? Do you think that truck should have pulled over before the storm, or like you said, he drove into it? He shouldn't even have drove into it.
He was already driving. It started getting worse as it got, and he just panicked and stopped in the middle of the road when he couldn't see at all. Because he didn't know if he was going to pull off to the left or the right, if he was going to be on the shoulder or in the ditch. So, yeah, if you can see the dust storm coming up, try to get over to the shoulder or pull off the next exit as safely as possible. But when it's in the middle of that, the best thing to do is try to remember where the shoulder is. If you end up in the ditch, slow down as much as possible, get over. Even if you put on the four ways, it kind of saves you in the long run, but you're still not guaranteed in the long run.
You can't see those four ways in that stuff.
Right.
You can, like my town, the street lights would come on. You didn't know the street lights were on until after this dust was going by. Whenever it started looking hazy outside, you're all like, wow, the street lights were on. And everything is just covered in dust, and it's like sandpaper. It's just not good. Reefers are better than flatbedders. We get some clapping right there. It was a good comment. I wish it was a super chat comment, because then we could have I'd have been like, bro, look at this. We're better. Like Han says, if it's that bad, pull over. Yeah, you got to pull over before it gets that bad. With those dust storms, they come in quick. Like you got to be pulled over. Flatbed gang.
I already said FBG because I knew where that comment was coming from. I was reading the chat.
Han says, screw the fleet manager. He ain't driving the truck. I am. I do what I feel is safe. Who said the fleet manager says keep going? Did I miss a comment?
No. Jeff says in there that him and his fleet manager don't push him.
Well, that's
Unless there was
after his
one above
comment.
that.
Yeah, our fleet managers at Prime, I don't feel like they're pushing us to do anything unsafe. So I will tell you what, if you are at one of those companies, and I think Tennessee will agree with me, if you're at one of those companies where your fleet manager or your company says, I don't care what happens, that load will get there on time. I don't care bad weather. I don't care what it is. You're driving it no matter what. If you feel unsafe, then you need to get to another company. That is ridiculous. That is
Right.
ridiculous, and you need to go find a new job because my CDL and or more than that, not just my CDL, my life is worth more than what's in that trailer. My life is worth more than just a job. That's how I feel. Tennessee, what do you feel? You feel the same way?
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I do like Prime is the fact that no load is worth our life. If we feel like it's unsafe, we just let our fleet manager know, hey, it's unsafe. I'm shutting down. I'm going to park this thing until I feel like it's better.
Flatbed gang.
And that's I knew that was coming up.
Jeff says, my fleet manager does not push me and he preaches safety. We both make more money when I'm alive and behind the wheel pointing forward. And that's
Right.
100% right there. Like, that's how your fleet manager wants that's what you want in a fleet manager. Someone to be like, hey, keep on trucking. If it's safe, pull over. I don't want you in any danger, period. And listen, though, like I've heard this, and this is why I'm saying be careful who you're listening to, because I've heard this. Hey, my fleet manager, he was trying to like say like I'm scared, trying to play with my manhood and say, well, you know what? I'm just gonna get somebody to repower you to go ahead and finish the load. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a fleet manager tell me that one time. He said, "Hey, we're just gonna have to get it repowered by somebody because that load needs to get there." So I'm checking the weather right now, and it's not bad. And I'm all like, "You're not out here. It's bad. I'm not driving." And I told him, I said, "Go ahead and send the guy to come repower me. If they need it that bad, send the guy to repower me." Nobody ever came to repower me whenever I got told that. Nobody did because trust me, it was bad out there. Like sometimes I'll push it a little more than sometimes I need to, but once I really feel like, hey, yeah, no more pushing it. Like this is too dangerous. I pull over and that's it. Like I pushed it in the wind before, like the big gusts. It was kind of scary, but I was like, man, I got enough weight in here right now, and it's not super bad. And I'm listening to the weather on the radio, and it seems like there's not going to be any bigger gusts than what's going on right now. I might keep driving, especially if I know I'm getting out of the storm or I'm going to outrun it.
We got a super chat.
Oh, super chat. Hopefully it's about flatbedders. We got the super chat. Flatbedders, bow down to your master, Reefer Gang. Oh, wait, Tennessee, you need to read the super chat, man. It's a good one. Here.
Yeah, you already read it.
Hurry up before it goes away. It's going to go away, man. Hurry up. Somebody gave his life savings to send us this great super chat. It's good stuff.
All right. I'll read that, Hans, when you become a part of my Patreon and donate to the Anti-Murdering Juicy Juice Fund. There we go.
Well, since the comment's up there, would you like to respond to it and kind of clear up a little bit of it?
Do you guys have to tarp? Do you have to tie anything down? Do you have to make sure that load's secured, or you just shut two doors and go?
We make sure it's secured. We do secure.
By shutting two doors or putting a load lock on a bar that's about that big around?
Okay.
Or no, wait a minute. About that big around?
It's load locks. You got to make sure your load's secured. If you don't, it's going to fall over and you're going to have a claims. You have to secure your load.
So how many you put on a load?
Today I seen a local day cab. I'm gonna tell you this. I meant to tell you earlier. I seen me and my students were riding, and I was all like, "Why is that dude strap hanging off the side?" He had these big wire coils. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know if y'all call it what y'all call them, but they had a whole bunch
Wire
of wire.
coils are
Big,
called slinkies.
okay, he had these big slinkies on the back of his truck, and they were rows of two all the way down his trailer.
Yeah.
And they all had one ratchet strap over each double set. So they were two deep, one strap over each, just over the top. And I was like, that does not
He
look
has that
good.
secured wrong.
But it gets better. The very last two, I guess the strap came off and it fell off. And the guy in traffic behind him, we were at a red light. We weren't close enough to tell him. I turned my CB on. He didn't have a CB, but they had no strap across them, and they were kind of like turns. They were looked like they were turning, and they weren't even strapped down. Car behind it through the. Oh, super chat. Let's see what's going on. Super chat. Jeff says, "Oh, $50 super chat." Woo. I don't know if I want to read this.
FBG rules.
Come on, you can do better than that. Get hyped up, bro.
No flatbed, no buildings. That is correct. Can you haul a building in a reefer?
He says FBG rules. No FBG equals no buildings. You know what?
Can you put a building in a reefer?
It might take longer because I'm sure we can take it apart and put it in there. I'm just saying.
Hey, it's already in pieces on our truck.
Well, I'm just saying we might be able to wedge it in there. We got a square box. We might be able to put it at an angle and slide it right in there. And put our load locks up to secure it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Lee, Jeff. Thank you, man. Do y'all guys have to climb up the back of the trailer, open doors, close doors, put the load locks in, deal with shippers and receivers, do product count? Do y'all have to go inside the warehouse and count the product? Huh? Do you? I'm just saying. Why are you pointing at me?
There.
Oh, let's see here. We got another super chat. Hans, reefer rules. No food, no stores, stock. How's your hungry workers going to build that house if the reefer guys don't bring them their food to get that energy to build the house?
Yeah, but if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have that store to put that food in. So
there's still going to be. I'm not hearing your racism right now. Party foul. There has to be. There's still farmer markets and stuff. Like, people are still gonna, like, we can deliver to the farmer market. All you need is a flat parking lot. Don't say you bring gravel, because I know those gravel trucks are bringing gravel.
Hey, we do carry sacks of gravel. We carry sacks of rock too.
I'm not hearing that. Oh my gosh, I lost where I was at earlier. Let's see. Let's just go to Pegleg. He seems like the go-to guy. He says, I watched your lives for more than 70 hours since I've started watching you. That's crazy. Yeah, I think Pegleg's been there since probably the start, back in the end of 2019. Han says, how was the sudden dust storm? Was the weather bad before? No, it was windy, and they said the farmers were plowing the land. Oh, we got another super chat. Let's go down there to the. What the heck just happened? Go down here to Jeff.
All reefers can come up with $15.
Ouch. 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 Ouch.
Oh,
God.
jeez, Jeff.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's not good, man. I'm trying to get some backup in here, man. I need some backup. I'm texting somebody. Jeff is calling you out on my live. I need some backup in here, guys. Like that's a low blow, man. Low blow. We're booing that one. Boo! You calling reefer guys cheap? We got freight short right now, bro. Just wait till freight picks up. I'm not hearing no more of that. Whenever freight, look, he knew who I was texting. Look.
We got another super chat.
A super chat from. I'm not even going to get back to my comments right now. Where's my money button, man? Reefers can haul wood to make buildings. I've done it many times. So it's not only those flatbedders.
Can you carry the steel?
In your face, bro.
But can you carry the steel for the buildings?
Jesus was a carpenter, bro. All we need is some wood. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't carry the steel for those buildings. Because wood will blow over with them dust storms.
No way, bro. We sprinkle some holy water on that wood. Look, we don't even use nails on it, bro. We put in those special chop wedges and stuff where you just pop, 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 pop. Look, River Rich said, "Why are you talking?" Hey, look, I'll show you where. Look, he said none of the. Look, River Rich. No, wait. It was this one. It says all reefers can come up with is a $15. Bro, those flatbedders, man, they're in here super chatting, talking trash, man. They're talking trash. They said we were so broke. I called the guy was the only problem River Rich has is he's a lease reefer driver, and his only problem right now is that he doesn't have enough pockets to hold all of his money. Just saying. Now let's go back up to some of these comments I've been missing because y'all been going buck wild. Pegleg says 18 people watching in here and only 6 likes. So let's go ahead and watch Pegleg teach you all how to use that leg to do something with it.
And we're 24 watts.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
Go ahead and subscribe to. Man, that is a great video right there, man. Great video.
Here, I'm gonna use the hand.
You painted some more of the fingernails? Who was it that gave that to you? Was it Jeff?
Yeah.
It was Jeff.
It was Jeff.
Okay,
I just haven't
David.
tattooed it yet.
My bad. Go ahead. What were you saying? I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said it. I just haven't tattooed it yet.
Oh, okay. David said, I am a PSD student right now. I passed my pre-trip evaluation with flying colors along with passing the backing evaluation without a single point and doing all 6 maneuvers. I am hoping to pass Saturday. Oh, I thought he meant he was testing out. So he passed an evaluation, and he's hoping to pass this test on Saturday. David, we hope you get it, man.
Yes,
really
yes. I'm
What's
only
that?
laughing because I see another super chat.
Oh, like, dang it. Back down to the bottom of the screen. We got a super chat from a reefer driver. A reefer driver saying old man rule. Old man rule. 4739. Oh man, 4739. That's the best. Hey, he's trying to save that fuel money. He spent all the money that he made by driving safe speeds this week. So that is that's the extra money that he saved from driving a good speed to save some money on the reefer side. And he
Greenwich, Greenwich, Twisted respects and appreciates your fuel surcharge.
there you go. What's left of your fuel surcharge after you've filled up stuff? Keep driving 55, bro, so we can get the fuel surcharge in here. Fuel surcharge. Any advice on the road full time? Yeah, just be smart about it. Like learn your own stuff. Like learn your own way to run the truck. Be careful who you talk to. If you get to know somebody, find out how long they've been driving. Don't just walk around the campus and some guy's there you don't know and you don't even know how long he's been driving. Listen to him talk for a while. Ask him how long he's been driving. See if he's full of it or if he's serious. Then take a little bit of his advice and add it to your own. Come up with your own way of doing things. Take anyone's advice that will help you. What advice do you have, Tennessee?
Pre-plan your trip. Leave in a good time manner. Get to your place where you're going safely and on time or early.
Tankers all the way. Tankers all the way.
Hey, flatbed respect you guys, tankers. You do some work too.
Just because they carry tools. Like, is that what you're saying?
They carry that hose. They have to watch that pump. They have to stand out in that cold just like we do.
I give you that. I like tanker guys, man. They've all seemed pretty cool. Load bars fall down half the time. Yes, they do. I've had load bars fall down, unfortunately.
Oh, we got another super chat from Peg Leg.
From Peg Leg. I'm scared to even look at it because Peg Leg, from what I understand, he was a flatbedder. I'm just saying. And I think he's drove a little bit more, but let's see what Peg Leg says. Peg Leg says $5 super chat for using his leg to hit the bells. No, he says old men's spit their teeth out when they get mad. That's an inside joke, so some people won't get that. But when Greenwich gets mad, tongue will knock out his teeth. Oh, time
super
out.
Super chat from River Rich.
Jeff, it's over with, bro. Look at that. Reefer Squad came in, man. Reefer Squad. Tennessee, you want to text? You want to start texting? Help. River Ridge Smoker says, "Oops, wrong button."
Yep, that was the right button.
Smoker, West Virginia, 99.99. Don't talk shit, flatbed gang. And yes, I said it. Like I had to.
You had to. It was a super chat. We've got another one from Hans.
Yeah, that's all to all you flatbed guys, man. We flexing now. We flexing. We got the king of kings in here, the smoker. Oh yeah, Tennessee. There's your competition right there. We're going to do it for the reefer and the flatbed, the best cooker. When are we doing that, by the way? Oh, let me get the super chat, too. Hans, most flatbedders came back into docks or truck stops. That's why I always see them in rest areas.
All right.
Uh-oh.
All right. You're going to have to make me put a picture up behind me of my truck.
Are you going to correct that? Because they said that you came back.
Yeah, we can back.
We can back.
Oh, yeah, we can back. We back into spots sometimes that have this much room on both sides of our trailer. all the way back to the bump stops.
Holy cow!
And
Holy cow.
unfortunately, I don't have that picture up on my computer.
Jeff with another super chat. He says $50. I like and respect Rich, so I'll come up. Jeez. You know, River Rich and Jeff, they talk in the Discord and stuff, and you know, it's all fun and games, man. Two great guys, really.
Until someone loses an eye.
Until somebody brings up reefer or flatbed, then it's on. So let me get back up here. Foot Freddy says you could just put them in the floor and say that they secured the load. Yeah, some load locks, if they're not what's it called, have enough tension on them, then they fall down. Also, what I found out is from trial and error is if you're putting two across, make sure that they're further away from each other. All right. And sometimes just from the flexing of the trailer and stuff, like they will fall down, but they're still better than not doing nothing. We secure our loads. We sweep our trailers. We pre-trip our reefers. I don't see any flatbedders doing that. Yeah. Do you know how to pre-trip a reefer? Saw my video. You helped make that video. I'll say, okay, Slowpoke has a real question. He said, I got a question. If I have one pallet with only 20 to 30 little boxes on it, how do I secure it with no package wrap? It just depends, like how it's stacked and stuff like that. Slowpoke. So, you know, I had a high value sushi load one time that was stacked like that. And if I would have put the load locks up where I normally do, it would have probably knocked some stuff over. It wasn't stacked too high, so I wasn't really worried about the whole thing leaning over because it wasn't stacked high. So what I did is I just put a load lock at the bottom of the pallet all the way across. It was one pallet. And then I put it from the floor to the ceiling on the side of it. That way the pallet wasn't going to move around. And surprisingly, it stayed like that. I didn't have no problems. I was driving extra careful with it. I told the shipper, I said, can I just put all this in my refrigerator in my truck and just drive it down there like that? I think it would be safer. And they're all like, no, you can't do that. This is high dollar sushi. I was like, okay. I forgot where I took it. Some place picked it up. Even reefers can haul wood to make house. Yeah, I read that one. What comes first, the reefer or the flatbed? Good question. I think the reefer came first. No, in all honesty, I think the flatbed came first. Had a giant ice box, which is a giant box with probably a big piece of cube ice in it or planks of ice, and I bet that's how it started. I don't know, Tennessee. What do you think? That's just my opinion of what it probably started as.
Oh, flatbed came first because we hauled hay behind horses. We actually Greenwich can answer this question too. He was alive when back when the dinosaurs were, and we had flat boards pulling behind the dinosaur. And
keep going. Tell us more about this.
Oh, that's as far as I was going with that one.
So Pegleg says, as flatbed gang, all my loads were powered on and off. As a reefer squad, I would constantly unload 80-pound bags of dog food on a floor load by hand. And yeah, he's texting Rich. I said, I'm like, hey man, you talking a lot of flatbed stuff. Of course I text Rich. I was like, hey Rich, this dude's talking some trash. Get him. Slowpoke says, sorry man, Fun Money is down and it's Thursday Night Live. Oh man. River Rich. And River Rich just texted me. He said, I dare them to talk some trash now. Oh, more super chats. Where are we at? Is it the Greenwich one, right?
Yeah, it'd be Greenwich.
Greenwich. Rich needs to stay out of the East. 51.16. That must have been his second load of the week. He saved his fuel surcharge. He saved himself $51.16. So, hey, that fuel surcharge comes in handy whenever you're watching YouTube. I swear. Thank you, Greenwood. Hey, thank all of you guys, man. All right, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like, we're not like, that was a lot of fun. We can chill out now. But y'all stay out of y'all stay out there in the East, River Rich. Greenwich done said, stay out there in the East. Delivered in the car. Support the Patreon. Support the Patreon. Tennessee, why did you go to Prime for flatbed over the other flatbed companies?
I only came to Prime because my brother-in-law already worked here. I didn't do any research on Prime. My brother-in-law pretty much said that we're a good company, and then I found out for myself that we're a good company to work for. And I've always wanted to do flatbed. I'm one that I'd rather do work and keep busy, and flatbed was my option to stay that way. I never had a desire to pull a box or a reefer. So that's why I became a flatbed company driver. And that picture, I did find it. That is me backed up in a dock with a trailer. Where did your sound go? There you go.
I said, what is that? Rob Lowe's house or what?
Yeah,
big
that's
doors like
that's
that.
that's his hay barn.
I can't ever stand. Is it really?
Yeah, that's his hay barn.
Oh my gosh! You put Rob Lowe's house on my stream. You trying to get us killed?
Hey, you're the one that brought it up. That was Rob Lowe's house.
I was joking. I didn't know for real.
About it. We have a super chat from Peg Leg.
Taking picture? You taking picture? Oh Jesus! Hey, before I get to that super chat, it is offensive that you say, like, I cannot stand it when you say, because I went flatbed because I want to do work. Bro, do you not call what I do work? Like, are we not working? Is it not a job? Am I not making a living doing this work?
I want to do physical labor.
That's better.
Can we put it that way? Physical labor.
What's raising and lowering landing gear, sweeping out trailers, putting locks, walking to the back to put a lock on it. You know how 53 super chat coming up? Peg Leg says flatbedders came first behind those horses known as bunk boards. Also Conestoga wagons.
Yep.
So the $10 super chat, I keep hitting the scratch button. Let me start that over. So the $10 super chat from Peg Leg. Peg Leg's taking both sides though. He's all like, I was a flatbedder and a reefer. Oh man, where was I at? What's going on, Backwoods? We were talking about you. Bottom line was wood was delivered whether you like it or not. Have delivered bags of concrete to buildings for construction. I've delivered shingles. Hey, Odell, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining.
What's up?
Dump truck gang. River Ridge says, told you next live you do was throw your numbers up. So what River Ridge is saying is, like, now he just ruined my whole month. But like, I always try to get, like, I'm obsessed with my YouTube, like the analytics right now, because I want to see the bars keep on going up. So each month they were going up at a slow pace. But then River Ridge came in here one day and threw like 400 or 500 down, and he got all his buddies in here and they were throwing like probably like 400 or 500 or something. Just here you go for your life. So I had this really long bar on analytics, and then the next month it was like real short. So it just bugged me, and I was been trying to get it off the screen for a while. Now it's getting to off the screen, and this happened. So now it's gonna bug me for a while, but just bug me for a while. Where's that? Gene says Greenwich's driver's license is number 1. It wasn't a board, it was a stone slab. That donation was from the Midwest money. Oh, hit the like button, y'all. Appreciate it, Backwoods. Michael Michael says, "What's up, Twisted? Just checking in. I started with Wilson today. Hey, congratulations, Michael. I hope you got with 51 Logistics and checked out his channel, man. He did you some good research on there. Those were carriages, not flatbeds. Betters." River Rich says, "Sweep a trailer. I got a leaf blower. Sweeping is for losers." Yeah, I have a leaf blower too, but it sounds like more work when you say you sweep out a trailer than I blow it out with my leaf blower. So, just saying. Yeah. Han says anyone can blow a flatbed trailer. The reefer trailer has grooves in them, so much more physical. Exactly. Oh, yeah, you have to get your claw hammer and beat out the pieces of wood that get smashed in there when the forklifts run over it and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a pain. Like I can't stand it whenever that wood gets stuck in the floor.
Hey, we get shippers nailing boards down that we have to claw up and pull the nails out of our trailers.
They nail stuff to that metal trailer?
We've got boards running down the sides so they can nail down to it.
Oh, okay. You got to get every nail out?
If we want to haul anything that's going to hold liquid.
Really? So whenever you have to haul something with liquid, you have to get up there and inspect it and make sure there's no nail period.
Yeah, because when they put that skid on there, it could pop a hole in that plastic, and we have a major leak going down the road.
Really? I didn't know that. Greenwich says, "I did my physical labor when I was younger. Time to be lazy now." Yeah, I feel you there. Hey, at least whenever we turn 55, we'll still be walking. But all broken up flat better.
I'll still be walking.
I don't know, man. After all that hard work, you might throw out your back. Okay, you might be walking, but not so straight. You might be like, "Oh, my back."
Hey, I'm on 42 right now, so I'm not too far from 55.
Hey, I seen that one flatbedder trainer out there. He's limping around pretty bad. You know which one? He wasn't limping too long ago, but he's been limping here lately. He broke something doing that flatbed work. Twisted has a analytic bar OCD. Yeah, I kind of do. Like some stuff just bugs me. And that bugs me. And now that bar's gonna be way up here again, and I'm gonna have to look at it for a couple months till it gets knocked off of there. Like we just ruined it in one live, and it's the beginning of the month too. Like you ruined it at the beginning of the month. There ain't no coming back from that. Flatbedder Trucker says, "Oh, I was going to say before I got a call, I had to stop yesterday and buy a new vape because my old one stopped working. I was so mad, but I got a good deal on it." Yeah, you have to have a backup in the trucks, guys. Like, man, that's a must. You never know what's gonna happen. Mine's been acting funny here lately. Like it seems like it's not working sometimes, and sometimes it works just fine. But like when I switch the batteries out, it is hard to get it to turn on. But I do have two backups just in case. And especially you guys over the road, sometimes you'll get into those areas where it's hard to find that vape store. It's not like cigarettes where you can just go in the store and buy them. I've seen vape in some truck stops, but I don't know if I trust it too much. Backup lighter and a backup vape. So
This is my go-to, and this is my backup.
well, don't you have keys on your hip with another lighter? There you go. You got to do it for the bushcraft, man. You're doing the bushcraft. Oh, I seen that you can make a bread frisbee. I did not know that was possible.
Yeah. Next truck camp, I'm actually going to do a better one. I'll have the right setup, get it the right temp.
Hey, the bench you made was super, super sweet, dude. That was nice. Oh yeah, we see Gene's the new guy. Look, he's a rookie, but he knows more. He thought of something nobody else put in here. We have to adjust our tandems sometime. That's a headache.
Hey, we have to adjust our tandems,
They go in two spots, bro.
but you still got to do it.
Two spots.
And our fifth wheel still slides too.
That's a truck. Dude, we have a whole bunch of slots that our pins can go into. That sounds bad. Anyway, I think of it. We got a lot of holes on the reefer side. That sounds bad too. Like it just sounds bad.
Which one are you going to put it in, Twisted? Which one are you going to put it in?
Jesus. Yeah, it just sounds bad altogether. Unperverted minds will say the tandems have a pin and they have a freaking ton of holes they can go in. I don't even know the number of it. I don't know how many exactly there are. I know it's past like 18 because I had my trailer in the 18th hole before. So I know that there's more than that. Oakdale says, this weather sucks here in Joplin. I'll be in Springfield early morning. Uh-oh. Oakdale, I'm not going to be in town till like nighttime, bro. Just to let you know, I'm not going to be back in town till nighttime. Flatbedders take still. Anyone can pull a van or a B or a reefer. Well, anybody can hook up to a flatbed and pull that too. Yeah, it's still a trailer regardless. Jeff says the FMCSA has several examples of when you should nail down dunnage. That's why I carry a claw hammer and a box of 10 penny nails. What are you doing? Looking up a trailer?
See the boards on it?
Yeah, I see the boards on it. That's where you nail into it.
Yep.
It's not even our trailers, is that?
No, that's not one
not
of
our
ours,
trailers.
but similar to our trailers.
Okay. Flatbed trucker says, I got a backup vape. I forgot it at home. Okay, that makes sense, man. Like, that does make sense. I was wondering if you had a backup. Greenwich says, damn, Tennessee probably walks lopsided with that key ring.
No. And the first judge that seen me thought I walked lopsided with all the steel on the left side of my head.
Let's see that key ring again. How big is it? Do you have that many vehicles?
My car, my truck, my other truck, my house, my fire starter.
Jack.
Yep.
You have 2 fire starters on there?
No, this is a skeleton key.
Okay. The front and back hole is what the flatbed slide. Or yeah, front and back hole for flatbeds. I can't believe I read that one. We'll just leave it at that. Flatbed trucker says, I don't adjust axles because mine to move at all. Because it's hard to move, I guess. How hard is it to move them?
It's not hard to move them.
Give them a pro tip. Tell them how to
2
move
valves and back up or pull forward.
So do you set the trailer brakes, or do you set the trailer brakes, or do you release them?
Now we set our trailer brakes and pull forward and back up.
Where's the valve?
In the gray box on the side.
Okay, because I don't think I've ever seen it.
I'll show you tomorrow. Well, no, not tomorrow because we both got runs.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out Monday or something. Pegleg says, Twisted, what is around those? Yeah. Jeffrey says, all those keys on that ring, flatbed money, son. Oh, you starting it again, bro?
FBG.
We should have just named this. We should have just named this live the Battle of the Flatbed versus Reefer. And next week we're gonna have the company versus the lease guys. Actually, I don't think one company driver. Hey, you know what? Yeah, there was a company driver in here putting super chats. Hans, he was over there doing it. So that's a company driver. Slowpoke says, nice unloaded pay lumpers, and now waiting on the paperwork in less time than a Thursday night live. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. Like, we've been live for an hour 17, so unloaded, paid the lumpers, and waiting on the paperwork. Yeah, that's quick. Hopefully the lumpers get it counted pretty fast. Every flatbed I hauled had a fixed spread axle. You know, and one of the other things I wanted to talk about tonight a little bit is, you know, U-turns, right? At Prime, we do not, whenever I came in, the slogan at Prime, like the big thing they would say is, we do not do U-turns here. And I will tell you, most companies are gonna there's a ton of companies that are going to fire you for doing a U-turn straight up, because in the first place, it's not safe. And I don't mean in the shipper. Like, I don't mean in the shipper whenever you go down to the very end of it where they got that extra room so you can turn around to, you know, back into a spot. If you miss a turn and you need to turn around, so go down to the next street, make a block. Or, you know, if that's not an option, first off, whenever you mess up and you know you messed up, stop. Put your four-way flashers on, pull over, then stop. Put your four-way flashers on, look at the map, find the best option for you. It might be you're going to have to back all the way up a road, and that might be the best option for you. You might have to go down the road a little bit and maybe have to make a left turn or a right turn and then back straight across the street. And then make sure it's safe. I'm talking make sure it's cleared everywhere, you know, and then make a good turn and come back. You know, also when you're that far on the side of your trailer in that jackknife position, there's a good chance that your truck's going to hit your trailer. There's a good chance that you're going to tear up your trailer or the truck fairing. Maybe the wheels are sliding across that ground. It's doing damage to the tires. Like, that's all costing you money at the end of the day. So just be smart with it. Go find another way back. Find another way back. If you have to call Maybe you have to call like local law enforcement if it's that bad of a situation. Maybe you have to call a tow truck if it's that bad of a situation. Like, you just be safe out there. Don't be just doing it. First off, about how many lanes does it take to even successfully do a turnaround? Like, think about the shipper. How wide is that back of this shipper so you can do a turnaround back there? And Tennessee, what was that? Because that's exactly what I was saying. How many lanes?
There was usually 5 lanes. I've had to do a U-turn on an interstate because they were physically making us do a U-turn on the interstate because of a bad accident ahead. And they used an emergency cutoff that are authorized used only for law enforcement. They were making all of us trucks get all the way to the far right, take this lane, and we were ended up in the all the way far right on the opposite way. But by the time we made it out of that turn,
yeah, and that was protected by local law enforcement, or actually probably the DOT or officers.
It was actual law enforcement and DOT, sheriff, all that. This was a bad accident up ahead.
So, they make sure it's safe and they're in control of it, and it's a controlled environment. Even if they're telling you, like I had this happen before, a police officer was like, "Hey, this road's blocked. I need you to turn on this road right here." And I told him, I said, "Hey, you see that sign right there? It says no trucks right there." I said, I don't think I can go down there. He's all like, "Hey, just stay right here." He goes, "I'm going to let some of the cars behind you go. I need you to back up some so I can let the rest of these cars go." And he goes, "See if you can find another route on Google Maps, maybe, or however it may be, your Atlas, whatever. Find a safe route that you can turn around." So I got on there and I started looking, and I looked and looked and looked, and I really couldn't find nowhere to go, because after you made the first turn, the next street was this super tight turn. If I kept going down the ways, there was a low bridge, and that was about all the option was to make that super hard turn. And I was all like, "Man, on the map, it looks like I might be able to make that turn, but if I can't make that turn, I'm out of luck." And luckily about the time that I figured it out, and after we had a conversation about it, me and the police officer, they were actually moving one of the cars over some, and he was all like, "Hey, I'm going to see if they can move that car over a little bit more and you will fit through there." And I said, "Bet." He goes, "You think you can fit through there if they moved it over a little bit?" I said, "Yeah, guaranteed." So I did have to go into a driveway some and go across the driveway and off of a curb, but it got me enough room to get through there. And then the road was nice and clear for me for a long time. Like, nobody was driving on the same road with me for a while. But it was something else. Like, just be safe out there. Use your head. If you don't feel safe doing it, then it's something. Follow that gut instinct. If you don't feel safe doing it, then don't do it. Stop those U-turns, man. They're getting guys, like, you're tearing up trucks, and people are losing their jobs over it. I mean, unfortunately, people make mistakes, and you might end up passing where you need to go. Like, find the way back. James Moore Jr.'s big homie. What's going on? Hey, what's happening, James Moore? Yeah, the safest thing to do is spin the block one time. Yeah, if that's an option. Like, if you check it out and like it's safe to spin the block, go around the block, come back around. You got me getting a Nighthawk for my truck. Thanks, bro. Yeah, dude, I love my Nighthawk, man. It's my Nighthawk hotspot. I love it. It works great. I use it. So not too long ago, I had one of my students say, "Hey, can I get on this? Like, can I get on this hotspot?" Like, while we were at a truck stop, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna eat my food and then we're leaving though, so you can't have that much time to be on it." But he got on it and he's like, "Wow, this is great." And we started talking about different stuff with it, and it ended up that he's probably gonna get one too, because he was all like, "This is awesome, and it has an Ethernet port." I was like, "Yeah, it's good stuff though." My buddy Steve came over to my truck. He checked it out, plugged his laptop in there. It was way faster than his Verizon hotspot. No offense, Verizon people. Don't get mad about that. Greenwich said, I'd rather have money in the bank than keys to things that I don't use.
Hey, I use everything on my keychain. That's why I carry it.
Yeah. He drives his bike. He drives his he doesn't drive his truck too much, but it's getting used by the Bessie. Bestie is using the truck. She drives that. And the car, of course, you're driving the car also. What else was on? There wasn't no more vehicles, were there?
No,
Okay.
actually just 2 vehicles. My bike stays in my vest because it's a key fob. It don't need a key.
Jeff said how to do a U-turn in Monroe, North Carolina, out of Charlotte Pipe, but it's one of those odd place designs for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and a lot
they
of the
redid
shippers,
those roads down there, and
They
you
redid the
actually
roads.
get So you get in the left lane, and then you do a U-turn to go back the other direction.
but it's made like that.
Yeah, because they canceled out streetlights.
So there's no
So
way
when you
for a
turn
car
out-
to come through there and hit you.
No, you have to basically when you come out of the road, you take a right, get all the way to the left to turn around to go back the other direction the way you need to go.
Okay.
And they have that all the way down that road. They don't even have traffic lights anymore on that road.
Yeah, just be careful with it, guys. Like, just be careful. Hey, the best thing to do is when you pass a road or you're in trouble is my opinion. And I think Tennessee probably feels the same way. Pull over, put those 4-way flashers on, figure out what you need to do. Like, find out the best plan of action for you and go with that. Don't just blindly go down a street. Don't blindly go down a street for a long time and just say, okay, there was nowhere to turn on this and it just turned to a dead end, because that's going to be a lot farther you have to back up, or that's going to be more trouble for you. Don't try to go don't go into fields either. Like, I've seen people like, oh man, I missed my turn. I'm going to turn into this field right here, because you don't know how soft that ground is. Plus, you're in a heavy vehicle that might sink into that ground also. Now, you're going to have to pay a toll bill to get it out of there. That's going to cost you money. We're not trying to cost you any money. We do jug handle turns in Michigan quite often. Yeah, but whenever you do a jug handle turn, okay. So the problem with the jug handle turn is when you have a car next to you, right? So say we're making this right turn. You come out, and then you make that right turn. Well, where the tires are on the trailer. Let's see. I don't want to
You
hold
need you
my
a rig
truck.
for your office.
But where the tires are on the trailer is where it pivots. So when you pull it out like this and there's a car here, it's going to pivot and it's going to catch that car right there. Your truck's going to be over here. So it's going to pivot and it's going to hit that car. And that's why they don't want you to do it. That's one of the main reasons, is because it's unsafe, because it pulls it out. If you have to do it, and there are places, I 100% agree with Greenwich. There's places that you have to do it. But the thing is, you have to make sure that area right there is clear. You can't have no car sitting next to you in that lane. Most of the time, whenever I'm going to have to do something like that, I wait till it's clear. If it's a 4-lane road, I wait till it's clear and I get on both lines and I kind of make my turn where nobody can get into either lane, because I know it's a hard turn and I know I have to. So I kind of block both of those lanes. I know it's rude and probably, it's rude, but I try to make sure that no one gets into that area so I don't have a chance to damage anything if I can. If I can't, I'm gonna wait till it's safe and do it. I might even, be there a while, but guess what? I'm gonna wait till it's safe to do it because I'm not trying to get in any type of like trouble or damaging or insurance or claim or whatever. I'm not trying to get into that. What you think about jug handle in Tennessee?
Well, I always try to leave my bumper up against that curb as much as possible when I do make that turn, so nobody has a chance to try to pass me as I'm making my turn on the right side of the road.
Okay.
So when I make my turn, when I'm making my turn, let me get so here's the curb, here's the back of my trailer. When I pull up, I stay up against that curb and then I pull out, leaving my tail there. And then when I'm able to make that turn, I make that turn.
Yeah, but you still gotta make sure it's safe because you see,
Right.
Your tires are at the back of your trailer, so like it's
Not all
kind
the
of
time.
most of the time.
Most of the time we're pulling a 53 and they're closed, and that we've got 5 feet between our back tire and our bumper.
But most of the time, like, so y'all drive more empty miles than y'all do loaded? Is that what you're telling me?
There's a lot of time our trailer's loaded when we have them closed.
Oh, is there? I thought you had to open them with every load. That's what I get for thinking.
No, we have to follow kingpin law too. California, certain states, we have bridge law or kingpin law where we have to close those axles to make those turns.
Okay. Anthony says, thanks for all the videos. You helped me make up my mind. I put my application in at Prime the other day with your driver code COXDJO, and the recruiter has already called me. See?
DODSTH.
Awesome, man. Like, hey, you picked. I'm not really, it doesn't matter on the driver code, but man, I'm glad you chose Prime. Like, I really do. I believe in this company. It's a good company. I feel like I'm hoping for sure that you feel like this is the best decision you ever made after you get that CDL and you're on your own truck. Han says Swift does regular U-turns on 2-lane highways. Well, this video that was sent to me and that everyone's been talking about, it was not a Swift truck I was talking about. Greenwich says jug handle is a Michigan left turn to a U-turn designated spot, then go back. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That, to me, I don't really count that too much as a... I know exactly what you're talking about. I know where you're talking about because we had some of those in my hometown too, but it's kind of...
Yeah, it's the same turn that Jeff was talking about.
It's a turnaround is what it is. Don't forget Jeff's driver code is Huff JFL. HUF JFL. You were talking about what I called a banana turn. Banana turn. Oh man, Greenwich has been around so long before they had jugs, so they couldn't call it jug handle. They only had bananas in that shape, so it was a banana turn. Han says, I keep my fifth wheel pin to the back so my fairings won't hit the trailer. Yeah, and if you got the fifth wheel up too far, it makes it harder to turn also. So I see a lot of people with their fifth wheel all the way up and that reefer almost against the back of their truck is what it looks like to me. You can't make those really sharp turns and stuff like that. I don't think. I think it would be harder to make them. I don't know if anyone's in here with a that they have their fifth wheel all the way up, man, let me know how much you can get on the side of it, because I was looking at that and I was all like, man, I couldn't imagine backing that thing with the tandems all the way to the back, because man, with the tandems all the way to the back, you got to really turn that wheel, get on the side of that thing sometimes to move it. So, I did put your code. I have a class. Look at this, man. We're gonna start doing the money sound for Anthony for using your driver code. I'm hoping that the finger was pointing at me or he was talking about me, because he could be talking about you. So either way, he used one of our driver codes. He has his class B, and it's time to go class A. Man, that's awesome, bro. Like that.
Oh yeah, that's good choice decision.
Is Anthony the one that was texting me today? I can't remember. I don't think I asked the guy's name. I think I had his phone number. Hey, Anthony, also go ahead and text my phone number if you need any help too, man. Text that phone number. That way I can just check in with you once you get here or as you go through the program. So I'll tell you a little bit about some of the people that have put me down, and unfortunately I couldn't train them, for maybe they went to another terminal, I wasn't able to train them, or maybe they just didn't think about asking me to train them because they were shy or nervous or whatever, and they've hit me up and say, hey, look, I was shy and nervous, so I didn't want to contact you and ask you to train me. I text the people, I text them and I'm like, hey, how are you doing ever so often? Hey, what's going on? How's TNT going? And if I need to help out, then I'm going to help out. But I'm kind of there for being a mentor, kind of. I just want to check on you, or it's awesome when you send me a text and give me your updates. That's less work for me. But if I don't hear from you in a while, then I'm going to text you and see how you're doing. So I know of two ladies that I text every so often. I text them to see how they're doing, because unfortunately I do not train females. I only train males, and I don't feel like it's training. I don't feel like a man and a woman that are not married should live in the same truck. Is kind of why I don't train females. That's one of the reasons. I have my reasons. Tennessee Flatbedder, he trains everybody, so right, Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
But I still might go flatbed. Hey, it doesn't matter if you go flatbed or reefer. Right now, student count's down low, so I can train you, and it's fine. Or Tennessee, he's flatbedder, whatever you choose. It doesn't matter. Just hit me up, and if you choose that, hey, I want to be on since I'm going flatbed, I want to be on a flatbed truck. Hey, Tennessee, what's your driver code again? Trying to get my buddy to come on board. Ouch.
I threw my code and my truck number in the chat.
Slowpoke, if you got your buddy coming aboard, have him put your code as the referral, but whenever he gets here, get with Tennessee Flatbedder, and that way y'all can set it up. Or get with Tennessee Flatbedder, email him. He has his email on his channel, and get it set up so y'all can get him on his truck. Okay, Slowpoke.
And that's why I put my code and my truck number. If he tells his recruiter that he wants to refer you, but wants me as his trainer, he can use my code and my truck number, and then that way they'll get with me on that.
Jeffrey says Tennessee was my trainer, and I'm a successful flatbed lease op. I also received training from Twisted. Just a little bit. We just talked. Tennessee did all the work. But yeah, we hung out. Jeff's a cool guy. He gave me some problems about this flatbed stuff tonight. Gave me some issues about this flatbed stuff tonight, but he's a cool guy. I like it when he comes to the terminal and comes and hangs out. We talk for a while. Really good guy. I really like him.
It's all in fun, but we still do the same thing. We still deliver freight from point A to point B.
And we still work for the same company. What is wrong with my computer?
Hey, has anything happened to my video?
No, I can still see you. I still
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, I'm just making sure because it was kind of acting weird.
No
Weird on
problem.
me.
Slowpoke.
It's raining outside, and I don't know if that's caused any issues. But, guys, I've also put these lives into the podcast section on my YouTube channel. So if y'all are out driving, especially my night riders. So from my understanding, a lot of my night riders, like Bo Osmond, or I shouldn't probably have said his whole name on here. Bo's. Can't take it back now. Sorry, Bo. But Bo was one of my students, and he's the one that kind of got me into like putting all my lives in a playlist. So I've been trying to keep up with that playlist because he was like, it would be nice to hit play and just boom, start watching them all. So I've been putting them in a playlist, and now since the podcast part came out, I was like, man, perfect spot to put them all. Put them all in the same list. That way, boom, they're all together, and you're good. That way, for the night riders out there, y'all can just hit play and go for it. Yeah, like Gene said, the night rider. You guys that like to ride the darkness, man. The recruiter said once I get approved, I would be at Salt Lake because I live in California. Hey, Anthony, I'm telling you right now, bro, like, it depends how you're going to get to Salt Lake. If you're going to get you a rental car and drive, I would probably say drive to Springfield is better roads, or to me it would be. But we do get a lot of people from California here. If you rent a car or something like that, then like if you can afford to rent a car or something like that, you probably would come here. It would be better to come here. And if you take a plane, it would probably be better to come here. Other than that, if you're taking the bus, the city bus, not city bus, what's it called? What's the bus called? Thomas.
Greyhound.
Okay, I thought my computer really froze because my screen's messed up.
The Greyhound.
So if you take the Greyhound, if you got to take the Greyhound, which I highly suggest not doing, Greyhound's not fun. Trust me, I know I've done it. Then go where you need to go. So, Salt Lake produces some really good drivers. So, you're exactly right. Oh, Oz says it's all good for accidentally saying his full name. I'm sorry, Oz. I'm sorry. I try to stop myself. I knew he'd be listening. Him or his wife are always listening. Like, they're big supporters of the channel. I do appreciate them too. Pegleg says daytime drivers are solar powered and nighttime drivers are moonshine runners. Well, we're doing the podcast thing for all the moonshine runners. Tennessee, what you know about that moonshine?
It tastes really good.
Hey, my student said bourbon started in Kentucky. Is that true?
It started all over.
Just asking for a friend.
It started all over.
Let's see. Greenwich says, I heard that Salt Lake City drivers are bottom of the barrel. That's what I heard. Oh, man. Like, hey, the thing I will say, no matter which terminal you go to, like, I like Pittston, too. I think Pittston is a great terminal. I like Pittston. I like Springfield. Salt Lake City, I got to go up there because I have not been up there since it changed. For reals. Have not been up there. I need to go up there. But, I just don't, like, it's cold up there. Like, I just don't really like the area too much. Like, I get sick. I get allergies when I'm up there. I'm just saying, I know what kind of training that you would get from I kind of know the training that you'll get if you had, you know, I don't know. Either way, at the end of the day, you get a CDL. Whether you want to work hard for it and get a lot of skills, or if you want to not work hard for it and learn it all on TNT, either way, you still get a CDL at the end of the day. And that's what matters, is getting a CDL, you know, being safe, getting the CDL, and being prepared to run for the rest of your career, because you're going to get your CDL in the PSD phase. And during the TNT phase, you will be taught everything else that you need to know and sharpened up to become successful in your own truck. So either way, going through the program, whether it's Salt Lake City, Springfield, Pittston, wherever we have drivers coming out of, any way you look at it, you're going to be prepared, especially here at Prime. Sounds like I need to get a rental and head to Springfield. Do you like haunted places too? Oh, Anthony, we were talking last week about haunted places. Number 3. I wish I could get this person on here. But from a really good source, I heard that okay, number 3 on the most haunted places in Springfield. Number 3 is the Campus Inn, and I wish I could get this person on here. But they said that they had some creepy feelings and some creepy stuff happen at the Campus Inn, like. And I'm all like, oh, man, I wish I could get that person on here to be like, yeah, this is what I seen, or this is what I heard, you know, stuff like that. That would be awesome. Like real life experience of somebody maybe, you know, feeling a type of way about like a spirit, or like a hot spot or a cold spot, or, you know, heard a chair cracking or seen a chair fall, or whatever the case may be. Especially on Tennessee channel.
Oh yeah. Well, that picture behind me is actually in Kentucky. That is
where bourbon was made.
What's that?
Where bourbon was made.
I ain't gonna hear your racism. But this is a picture of when I went into Waverly Hills Sanitarium. That object in the middle was not in the picture before I took it. I walked into the room and said, I wonder where the balls are that the kids play with. I snapped this picture, and that ball appeared in the middle of the room. And then as I snapped more pictures, it moved down the hallway.
What's those blue orbs at the top?
That's actually the light behind this green screen behind me. See, if I take my cup and put it over, see how they disappear?
Your magic, you can make the orbs disappear. Dude, I got kicked out of the live and came back. Did you notice I was gone?
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I was gone and I came back. I told you I was having some problems right there.
You got a super chat?
Okay, I'll star message that. We'll come back to it. We got a super chat from the switch hitter, the flatbed, and reefer driver at the same time, backwards, upside down, flipping over, whatever. Right side up, tires on the ground, and straight down the highway. Peg leg with the $5 super chat. Twisted, you are saying you see dead people? No, I'm not saying you see dead people. I'm just saying it's on the list. It's on the list of one of the most haunted places. George says, Twisted, how often do you take home time? Usually I always see you streaming in what looks to be home. This is my home. So let me show you how many loads I did this week. When did this week what date was Monday? Man, dude, the pay period messed it up, but I got three since the pay period started. I got 3 loads already, but the screen was full today. Like all the loads I ran last week and this week. I do run a lot of loads, but whenever I have multiple students, then they need me here to do multiple students, and guess what? I'm going to be home every night, mostly every night. There's been occasions where I had to sleep on the truck still, but most of the time I'm able to get here and be able to do these lives. I have several times. Tennessee, I'm on the way walking in the door, man. As soon as I get there, I'm going to invite you and hit the live button. And, we went live, like, boom, we got to go live. Like, because I really don't like missing the Thursday night live. I like to be in here. So if anyone has any questions, we can get to it. Greenwich says, I get creeped out whenever I go to the campus. And see, that's another person. Slowpoke TNT says, I was going to comment on Greenwich, but I've got to look over the pre-plan and get back to making money. How long have I been driving? I've been driving for 6.5 years about. Tennessee, how long have you been driving?
I've been driving about 6 years.
About 6 years. So about the same amount. I should have just said 6 years. We could have been the same. Do that work, slow poker. Kenny says, if you like haunted places, come and stay a night at the Myrtles Plantation in South Francisville, Louisiana. I've heard of that place. I think Ghost Hunters
we've
did.
got a huge list of places we'd like to visit and do some investigations.
My wife, she really loved watching those Ghost Hunter shows. Like, she was big on all of them. Now, I don't know if they were real or not, Tennessee, you might know, but I felt like that they were legit because I seen them actually go to one place and there was like a mirror that was rigged with lights and different stuff like that. Tennessee, you think?
There are some of them that do a lot of some fake things, and there's some others that are actually showing the truth. A lot of them you don't see anymore out there because they were showing that they were doing some false information. That's why you don't see them anymore. But the ones that I watch are all pretty much debunk things that they heard to find out if it was something that wasn't really happening, and then they would try to prove that it wasn't them that made what went off or the noise they heard. A lot of the times they go into these places wearing no shoes, so they don't make any noise on the hardwood floors. When you hear knocking or walking down the hallway, you can tell that's not them because they're not wearing shoes. They're wearing socks. Try to make it as quiet as possible when they walk.
You wear socks when you go?
A lot of the places we've been, we couldn't wear socks because it was like Waverly Hills is all concrete dirt floors, and I'm not about to walk on those floors soft, either barefooted or with socks.
Okay. I had my own authority now for 12 years.
Nice.
Congratulations, man. The longer, from what I understand, this is what I've been told, so you might correct me if I'm wrong, but I was told that the first few years of getting your own authority is where it's going to cost you the most because your insurance is high until you kind of proven yourself, and then it kind of goes down. Like, there are some major advantages of having your own authority because one of my students got his own authority, and I started asking him questions. Like, they couldn't take it. He still drives for this company, and they couldn't take his PC away. He he had to drug test himself and hire himself as his own employee and fill out an application for himself to, as his own employee. And I think his plan is kind of wait till the insurance, what it's costing me to pay in insurance, goes down for having my own authority, and then I'll run other stuff. But, I think having your own authority, like, that's a big step. Do you own a lot of trucks also? Just curious. You've been driving 6 years, too long, buddy. I've been driving for about 25 years now, completely independent since 2001.
Nice.
Congratulations, man. That's good, dude. So you've seen the up and down. So you're seasoned and you know what to do whenever freight's down, and you know what to do whenever freight's good. Like, that's the experience that people want. And whenever you have that much experience in trucking, you can go anywhere and work anywhere. What was the worst trucking job you had in 2001? Man, Legend's always coming in here with some wild questions. Well, hey guys, we both got busy days tomorrow. We both are going on long loads. Hopefully we get back, by the end of the day. If not, we might be sleeping in our trucks again. Big deal. But we got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Check out Tennessee Flatbedder. You can also search his name by typing the @TF Bushcraft. Once you get the TFBU, it pops up. So it makes it really easy. I kind of like that. And, okay, well, hold on real quick because I did ask him a question. I never worked for a company. I bought my first truck at 20, fresh out of trucking school. Insurance isn't that bad. Got to shop around, but even with higher insurance, you can pay it if you run right. Be smart with your money. Like, that's good advice. Be smart with it. I like that. And dude, like 20 years old, man, 20 years old, and that's inspiring right there. 20 years old, and you made a name for yourself. But congratulations, man. That sounds awesome. I hope that you stay in my chats and you're able to help some of these newer drivers out, because that's what I would like to do is, you to comment on some of the newer guys coming out that might have questions like that or maybe thinking about that. Like, you have the experience if you're willing to pass off some of your knowledge. But yeah, we're out of here for the day. I'm going to Discord for a little bit and then bed. We got to run our loads tomorrow. Like, comment, and subscribe to both channels.
Oh, yeah.
And see you next time.
Later.